excited to hear that Sage is back and just as enthusiastic as ever. In fact, here she is!
Hi, everyone! So glad to see you again. You're all looking quite smart this morning. Tell me, what did you learn from the last day of Vacation Bible School? You were learning about God's love, right? And I'm sure you had some good learnings. They were probably some of the same thoughts I had when I was pondering my response to Jesus' question. But I wanted to challenge Jesus just a little bit further. After all, as you so rudely pointed out, Jesus did get me to answer my own question.
Who, me? Yes, you mentioned that last time. What question did you ask Jesus?
Oh, it was a real stumper. It was such a good question that you even made a whole Vacation Bible School about it. The question I asked Jesus was the same question you all are thinking about this days in VBS. I asked Jesus, who is my neighbor?
And what did Jesus say?
He told me this really strange story, and I have to tell you, smart as I am, I'm still trying to figure it out.
Well, why don't you tell it to us? Maybe we can help you.
Great idea. The first part is pretty obvious. A man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell into the hands of robbers who took all his things and beat him up.
Oh, no!
They even took his clothes. Clearly, those guys were not neighbors.
I mean, clearly.
But here's where it got weird. Now, by chance, a priest was going down that road, and when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. Why do you think he would have done that?
I don't know. Why don't you ask him?
Hey, you, slow down. Wait a minute.
Well, I can't. I'm really in quite a rush today.
I see that. Like you were that day with the man on the side of the road.
Wait, how do you know about that?
We've been talking about what it means to be a neighbor. And walking by someone in need doesn't seem very neighborly.
No, probably not. But how could he be my neighbor? I don't even know him.
He needed help.
And anyways, I was in a hurry. Certainly someone helped him. It's not like he's still lying there.
But you didn't know someone else would come along.
But someone did. Why was it my problem? Like I said, I was in a hurry, as I am right now. I'm sorry, I'd love to stay and chat, but I'm very busy and important, and I really must be on my way. Hey, are you okay? You look a little upset.
Yeah, it's just, why wouldn't it be his problem that the man needed help? I know he said he was in a hurry and all, but couldn't he make time for someone else? And another thing, he said the man couldn't be his neighbor because he didn't know him. Do you have to know the other person for them to be your neighbor? Couldn't someone be your neighbor just because they were created by God, just like you were?
You're asking some good questions, and I have to say it sounds like you already know the answer. We don't have to know someone to be their neighbor. All it takes to be someone's neighbor is to care about them.
That makes sense. You know, that reminds me of something I read once in the book of Isaiah. It said, "Feed the hungry and help those in trouble. Then your light will shine out from the darkness, and the darkness around you will be as bright as noon." Hey, I bet that would make a good theme verse for today.
In fact, that is the theme verse for today. Now that we know that we are loved by God, today we're going to learn about how to let our light shine. Maybe you can come back next time and tell us more of your story.
I think I will. Thanks for your help today, everyone. I can't wait to hear what you learned when I come back next time. Bye.
Bye, Sage. Now the theme for today is Let Your Light Shine. Last time we learned that we are loved by God. And today our focus is how we show God's love to others. The theme verse gives us some ways we can shine the love of God. Feed the hungry and help those in trouble. Then your light will shine out from the darkness, and the the darkness around you will be as bright as noon. That's from the book of Isaiah chapter 58. So you're going to learn all about these other ways that we can let our light shine through some of the activities we're going to be doing. But for now, let's close with a prayer. Good and gracious God, thank you for loving us and for all the people you have given us to show us your love, like our family and friends and all our new friends that we meet at school, and sometimes we meet some friends at Vacation Bible School. So help us today as we learn more about our neighbors around the world and how we can show them your love. Amen.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to Storytime. We're so glad to have you with us, and I hope you're enjoying so many of the activities you've been doing and the stories you've been hearing with our Who is My Neighbor VBS. The story that we're going to talk about today, the country we're going to explore today, is the country of Colombia. Do you know where Colombia is? So Colombia is right here. So we have South America, and it's right at the top. On either side, we have Venezuela and Ecuador, right? So Colombia is right here. So you can try and find your map if you want to. Pull out your map that came in your tote bag and find Colombia and try to color it in there. So Colombia isn't terribly far from the United States, but it still would take quite a while to get there. Colombia has a lot of different animals and plants. In fact, it is the second most biodiverse country in the world. The most biodiverse country in the world is actually Brazil. And to be biodiverse, that means that there are more species of animals and plants in Colombia than in almost any other country in the world. Isn't that cool? So if you go to Colombia, you'll see all sorts of plants and animals. Now, the theme that today's story time is associated with is let your light shine. And to let our light shine, it can mean a lot of different things. Do you ever feel like it's hard to let your light shine? Does it ever feel a little bit difficult? Or you're not sure how to let your light shine? Well, in some communities, it can be hard to see the light and to feel like you have a light to shine or something special to offer others. But we know that God is everywhere, in every neighborhood and with every person. Now, one of the people God is with is Maria. Maria is a 14-year-old girl who lives in Colombia. She and her family live in a neighborhood called Caracolí. And many of the people in Caracolí live there because they had to flee their homes in other parts of Colombia. Now, Maria's grandmother was one of them. She left her hometown years ago to seek a better life. Now, can you say Caracolí? Caracolí, yeah. Caracolí is a crowded neighborhood, and the streets are made of dirt and dusty, and the homes are placed together with scraps of wood and metal, which might look a little bit different than maybe where you live. Many don't have water, electricity, or protection from the weather. It's a hard place for a young girl like Maria to feel like she has a light to shine. But she does. She does have a light to shine. The Evangelical Lutheran Church in Colombia has a program called Projecting My Future, which works with Maria and other young girls and women, and the program is supported by ELCA World Hunger. In Projecting My Future, Maria and the other girls and women get a chance to develop their skills as leaders and explore their talents. And one of the skills that Maria and her group learned was how to style hair. Have you ever been to someone who cuts your hair? Well, it's a pretty difficult job. I try to cut my husband's hair, and it's tricky. I wish I had gone to school and learned a few tricks of the trade. But Maria got so good at it that she and other young women in her group offer their services to their neighbors. And this helps Maria earn money for her family and helps her to let her light shine as someone with an important skill to help her neighbors. Cutting hair! Sometimes helping our neighbors is about letting our own light shine, but often walking with our neighbors is even more important when we can help their light shine by helping them to see the talents and gifts that God has given them. For Maria, being part of Projecting My Future is one way she is learning to let her light shine in Karakoli. So what are some ways you may have helped someone else's light shine? What are some ways we can encourage other people to let their light shine? Think about that for a little bit, but I also encourage you to explore the snack and the craft that stems from Colombia. And the recipe, like I said, there should be a video for you to be able to watch how to make the recipe, but then also there's a recipe in your tote bag that you can use to make your snack for today. So try it out. Try some food that's based out of the culture of Colombia. It'll be a lot of fun. All right, we'll see you next time.